got to go see, I think it's what is it called, Christ Cathedral? Or Christ Church. It's absolutely stunning. I got a few pictures with that. And I'm excited to get in the cage, on Saturday, and then be able to go and actually spend some time seeing the city. Before the fight, though, it's all business. After that, I'll get to kind of sightsee.
Do you feel almost like taking on a villain role when you go into Cathal's, house?
Yeah, that's kind of what I've done so far through all the media stuff I've been doing. It's what I'm kind of coming in with a chip on my shoulder. I've wrestled at a high level for a long time, so getting in there and going to somebody else's hometown and kind of spoiling his UFC debut is something I'm looking forward to doing.
Is it easier or more difficult to fight someone that you basically lived with for 6 weeks?
For me at this level, it's all business. Put this friendship aside, and from the 15 minutes that we're in the cage, if we're in there for 15 minutes, we aren't friends, and that's kind of how I look at it. With wrestling, it is a one-on-one sport, so when you are wrestling at a top level for a long time, you are actually seeing the same people on a pretty consistent basis. So for me, it's something I've been used to since I was 13, 14 years old.
What did you learn about Cathal staying with him in the house for so long in terms of his personality, but also his abilities?
Yeah, he's a really great guy. I can't really say anything negative about him personally. I think he is small for 185 pounds, and everybody knows that he does fight at welterweight most of the fights. So I think my biggest attribute is going to be my size coming into the fight, and that's kind of something that we're focused on exploiting during the time in the cage with him.
Have you done any mental preparation in terms of what the atmosphere is going to be like in the arena?
Actually. There's only 9,000 or 10,000. It's only 9,000 or 10,000 fans, and it's not that big.
They're gonna be loud though.
I'm okay with that. I actually, as you could see during Tough 19, we kind of took in the Olay chant, so I'm used to it at this point. And when I hear them Olaying, that's for me, not for him.
Is it a plus or a negative that you're fighting on this card versus the Tough 19 finale card?
I'm actually, I was happy that I wasn't on the finale, and I was extremely thrilled to be on this card. Being Conor's first fight back after his injury, it's obviously going to be a big show, and it's the second time they've been in Dublin, and this is going to be an awesome venue to fight in, and a great atmosphere. So I'm excited to kind of tackle the opportunity of coming in and fighting somebody on their home turf, and I can't wait to get in the cage.
Do you think UFC fans got to see the best of you on the show, or do you think there's still more to show?
Yeah, I think what they got to see was a glimpse at what I can do with my elimination bout. I don't think being in the show is a great scenario because you're not being able to train with your proper coaches, with your proper teammates. It's also hard to kind of do the diet preparation because I am a big 85er, so having to keep my weight down around 200, 205 pounds for 6 to 7 weeks was extremely difficult. I was only eating 600 or 700 calories a day, and for that length of period of time, it was difficult for me because I was losing size, I was losing strength, and by the last time I got to fight, you didn't get to see what I'm actually capable of. You got to see a little bit more in the elimination fight, and now that I've had 8 months to prepare for this fight, I think you're going to see a bigger, faster version of what we saw in that elimination fight against Nordine.
How did you take Dana White's criticism that was the worst season of Tough? Did you take that to heart?
A little bit. Obviously, this is going to be an opportunity to kind of prove that I do deserve to be in the UFC. Also, I think if you look at it and you look at everybody's records and what everybody had done previously, I think it was honestly the most talent-filled from top to bottom. And I think when you have those types of fights or fighters in the house together, obviously there is going to be, the fights aren't going to be as exciting as they are typically during Tough because you're not going to see the knockouts, you're not going to see those finishes, you're going to see a lot of decisions when you have top level guys fighting against each other. So, his criticism is because he wants to see exciting things happen. He wants to see submissions. He wants to see knockouts, and that's not going to happen when you get, true professionals in the cage together.
And for anyone that may have not watched the show, can you give us some sort of idea of what a Mike King performance will be on Saturday night?
Yeah, what you can expect to see is I'm going to be aggressive. I'm coming forward the whole time, and I'm going to put Cathal on his heels, and I'm going to make him react to me, and I'm not going to react to him. I expect to finish him.
Who has the most pressure coming into this fight? Cathal fighting in Dublin in his hometown, or you coming in as the villain, so to speak?
Yeah, no, I think Cathal has a lot more pressure on him. He is making his UFC debut in his hometown, and he's got a lot of people expecting to see big things out of him. And also, he's been promoted very heavily. He's got a lot of hype behind him, so he's got a lot of things to live up to. And he's also been talking in the media, and he's putting extra pressure on himself. And I think that's going to be difficult for him to handle once I can actually get my hands on him and he can feel my strength.
And do you say that because you know him personally in terms of his mental capabilities?
Yeah, 100%. He's a guy, he likes to talk, he likes to try to play the mental game, but knowing that he does that, it hasn't affected me one bit. So actually when I see him speak in the media, I kind of get a chuckle out of it, and I know that once we get in the cage, the things that he's trying to do aren't going to matter because it's just going to be me and him in there and not 10,000. There's not going to be 10,000 people. I'm not fighting an entire crowd.
Yeah, Mike, you got a pretty nasty eye injury in the Dublin fight. Can you tell me how it is now, how it's improving? Or?
Yeah, for about it was about 2 months after getting home, I had to see a therapist for a while because I did lose some vision. But now I'm back to 100%. There's no issues at all. Vision's back, and that's not going to be something that's going to affect me at all.
Pendred recently said that he wanted his fight with you to be bumped up to the main card for Dublin. Do you think it's wise of him to ask or something like that when he's a debutant?
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, he's putting a lot of pressure on himself. And honestly, he hasn't really earned that. So for him to kind of put that kind of thing out there is something that, kind of put a chip on my shoulder. And I'm going to kind of come out and show the UFC that I deserve to be there and that all the kind of hype he's getting is undeserved.
Are you still in contact with BJ Penn?
Yeah, we chatted quite a bit during camp while he was also preparing. And, it's devastating to see BJ get beat the way he did, But it is what it is. I mean, he kind of wanted to test the waters and see if he was still able to perform at this level. And you can see that it takes more than just skill and talent these days. You also have to diet properly. You have to do the strength and conditioning. You have to be a professional on every level.